This area behind me might not look like much, but this is where we are going to be building our workshop slash small house. If we're able to build this structure, that means that Desiree and I, our 2 little girls, and our dog Oso can all move out of the tiny little 27-foot trailer that we're living in and into an actual house. So this week we get started on the foundation for this structure, and I am super excited and I am super nervous. Because once concrete is poured, there's no moving walls, no changing layout. Whatever we decide here is what we're living with, and there's no turning back. Is it at this stage that we start thinking about where the corners are?
It is, yeah. We need to get an idea of how we want the building positioned and go from there.
Awesome. Well, let's do it, dude. I'm so stoked. I couldn't be more excited.
Back in another foot. Go right there.
Roughly 4 foot right there. I can't go any closer.
Right, that's what I'm looking at, is if we
Twisted the whole thing.
or even if we twisted it this way.
So there's several different trade-offs going on here. There's fill on the very edge of the build site, which would make things complicated for the foundation there because we'd have to dig a lot deeper, getting close to the bank, which is problematic. And also we've got the power and water line trench that we dug right next to the bank. But that trench is like a broad swath of dirt that's soft because it got dug up, then packed down again, and it's not as compacted. So they're just balancing all of those downsides to figure out the exact placement that has the least number of problems.
So that's gonna show you what you got.
But yeah, this gives us the best chance for most of the slab to be on solid ground. It doesn't pose any problems.
Yeah, no, I like this.
So next step, we've got this set up just to give you a rough idea, and this is not square at all. And we're gonna set some batter boards. We'll pull a string off that horizontal to another set over here, and we'll start squaring off that.
37.2 1/4. 36.10 1/4. 4 inches up.
So that corner over there has to go.
Yeah, has to
outward.
go over. Beep, 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 beep. Tell me when. Right there?
Yeah.
Let's see now. Getting close and close.
37.1. 37.5.
We're within a 1/2 inch of square right now. What we'll do is we'll set our forms based off of that and tweak the forms to get it perfect.
So the whole process is start from a super rough estimate and
Yep.
then just keep refining it.
Yep, exactly.
So then this business is your business?
Yeah, so me and my dad are partners.
Yeah.
I started that on my own 3 years ago. He's poured concrete for 30 years, but he always did rock jobs on the side.
Mm-hmm.
And I started the company as a masonry company, just doing stonework.
And so you learned that rock work working with your dad growing up?
I did, yeah. So I started that with him when I was probably 10 or 12 years old. Worked as a fishing guide for 4 or 5 years, did that through college. And then started this when I found out I was having a baby.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I had to make some better money than a fishing guide does.
Okay, man, that's it. We're breaking ground on this project. So for a while now, my mornings have been super hectic. We're juggling the build, filming, the kids. And with the new year rolling in, I've been thinking a lot about what habits I should focus on that I could realistically keep with such a chaotic life. And so I've been starting my day with a sponsor of today's episode, AG1. It's just one simple scoop mixed with cold water, but it's become a really essential part of my morning routine. AG1 is a daily health drink with 75 vitamins, minerals, and whole food sourced ingredients, plus probiotics, which are clinically shown to support gut health and fill common nutrient gaps. And honestly, what I love about AG1 is with the new year, I'm not just gonna suddenly become a perfect person, but I can maintain this one habit that helps to support my overall health. I just mix it up, drink it first thing in the morning, and know that it's covered my bases. So click the link in the description and you'll get a free AG1 flavor sampler and AGZ sampler to try all the flavors, plus free vitamin D3K2 and AG1 welcome kit with your first AG1 subscription order. We do have a section of the footer that is going to go over the water and power line. Cody just chatted with his buddy, Zach, his engineer. Zach said that what we need to do is dig all the way down to the power and water lines, lay down like a fabric, and then fill that with gravel on top of it, because we dug that trench for those lines and then refilled it with fill. And so all that material is loose. And so the foundation could like seep down on that material. So the gravel will be much more compacted and will be resting on top of virgin. Now, the good thing is we did lay caution tape on top of the lines in the trench. So he should hit that caution tape well before he hits any of the lines, but he's definitely taking it a lot slower. So we're trying to figure out exactly where on the footers the trench crosses. And I'm looking at old photos that we took. It's probably right about here. Go, do you remember where that trench was?
Crosses right here somewhere. He had a picture and it looks like it just crosses right here.
It does just cross and then crosses again.
That's why we use tape, right?
Nice. So yeah, there it is.
Hindsight going back, if I had your plans and stuff already and it was all said and done, I probably would have, had a little bit more forethought on where our trench and stuff is. After talking with all the folks, the engineer, plumbers, everybody, we all agree this is plenty for what's needed.
Yeah. All right, the guys are finished for the day, and I cannot believe what they got done in one freaking day. Look at this. The foundation is just about fully prepped. I mean, we didn't even know exactly where the building would be this morning. Yeah, the idea that we would actually be building a structure on this property and moving out of the trailer and having a home, like that's all been a very theoretical concept in my mind. And now I see it. It feels like it's actually happening, which is so freaking thrilling. All right, day 2 on working on the foundation for the workshop. Next step is to get the plumbing roughed in. And the plumber's actually here, so I'm gonna run over there. But this step is essential because this is where plumbing is actually gonna go through and under the slab, and it's gonna live there forever. Where the toilet pipe comes up, that's where the toilet goes. And there's no walls yet, there's no lines, and so he's gotta place everything perfectly. So you guys are father and son then?
Yeah.
How long have you guys been working together?
He started working with me when he was about 5.
Yeah.
Dad needs somebody to get in the tight spot.
Yeah.
That he would fit for.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
I've gotten stuck a couple times.
So right now you're marking the location of the different fittings?
No, so what I'm doing is laying out the walls. So this wall right here is actually where your lavatory will be.
Got it. And once you know the walls, you know where the
Yep.
stuff can come up. Yep.
So what I'm doing is I write my measurements down
Yeah.
on the board, so I don't got to keep pulling. I can just walk over, see my measurements.
Nice.
Scoot it out, scoot it out. Whoa, come back just a little bit.
Yeah, so one of the tricky things about the sewer line is that there's a fair distance from this structure to the septic tank. And so the key here is that we need to preserve as much fall as possible. So the sewer line needs to be as high as we can get away with when it exits the structure. And you said the main requirement here is it has to be how many inches below the dirt when it exits?
3.
3
They have to be
inches.
3 inches of dirt over the top of it.
We'll call it 2.5.
Yeah, so 217.
Hell, I got you numbers right there just on the grade. We're gold. We're gold. So from top of pipe to our grade, we have a foot of fall. We need 10 inches. So we got plenty of fall there.
If a pipe's 13 inches, I'll go 12 7/8. About 10 years ago, I did a house. Every measurement was 13, 13, 13.
I had 9 leaks in that house. I was like, never again will I cut that many 13s or 13 ever again. On a slab, the most important thing is the center of the toilet. I normally start at my toilet, but the way we had to do yours is a little different.
So let me see if I get this right. This is the kitchen sink, the drain in the mechanical closet, the bathroom sink, that's the toilet, and then that's sewer going up to the second floor. Yep. All right.
So what we're gonna do is sleeve the water all the way in. If not, we'd had to dig underneath all the sewer, and that would been bad. So we're just gonna go out through the footer and sleeve the PVC in the footer and have it stubbed out. There you go, you're sleeved.
Cool. All right, so the plumbing is all in. The inspectors just came and approved both the plumbing and the footers. I learned so much. Speeding up my learning process through working with a lot of these professionals, I think is gonna work out really, really well. Prepare to be blown away, bud.
This is so crazy.
It's not very safe.
Yeah.
But
take the baby and walk over there.
But like, imagine going in the front door, which will be somewhere about where you are.
Yeah. Like, doesn't look like much, but like, it's a lot.
Yeah.
You know? After living in a trailer for so long. It's
And
like,
a boat before that.
And a boat before that. Like, this is the pinnacle of like stability.
Yeah.
And it's just like a trench and like some plumbing and wires and wood, you know?
Yeah.
Probably TMI. Just started having my period again.
It's an emotional moment.
Yeah, right? It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good job, buddy. Thanks for getting us here.
Yeah.
Let's make sure Scarlett's not eating a rock.
Okay.
Oh, she's just going for it. She's like sucking on it. Whoa! Whoa!
Okay, 5:15 Monday morning. Let's pour some concrete, dude.
Pretty cool, ain't it?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. It's like big kids arts and crafts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of working with epoxy. I mean, the moment it goes down, it's starting to cure. And you want that thing to be the right shape when it freaking cures. What are they working on there?
To get that little bit of a bow out of it, try to push it back in just a little bit.
Yeah, got it. And does that happen with the weight of the concrete?
It does.
Kind of pushes it?
It does.
So we've got a slab at this stage. It actually needs to cure a little bit before they can get their machine on it because it's just too liquidy right now. So there's kind of going to be a pause in the action, and then they're going to start making sure that the surface of the slab is flat and smooth. But dude, wow, that was cool, man. What's ironic is it seems like all the work is basically done, like the foundation is in, but they've actually got a lot more time involved in this second phase, which is getting the surface to be smooth. right, so we let the concrete cure overnight, and now the guys are doing the last thing, which is cutting the relief joints or the control joints. That way, if it does crack at all, it's in a very controlled way that doesn't really affect the structure.
Isa, this is where Dad's gonna build us a house. Can we step on it?
Yeah.
Part of me feels like we've made it a long way, but the other part of me is like, okay, well, how long is the next part gonna take? It makes me happy watching Isa run around on it too.
Yeah.
Cause like I can like envision once there's walls around us and a roof. I gotcha! Say thanks, Dad.
Thanks, Dad.
What do you think, CO?
I think it's great. I can't wait for the next phase.
Yeah, the
house phase.
The house phase.
She's like, you guys are getting all excited about some concrete.
All right, so thank you for watching, and we will see you next week when we actually begin building this freaking thing. I'm so pumped. And I want to give a huge shout out to Ellis Earthworks and Custom Homes, Blackrock Masonry, and ProStar Plumbing. These guys are incredible and are just so good at what they do. If you've got a construction project in the Bryson City area, we've got their contact info in the description. And as always, thank you so much to our patrons for making this project possible.
I will not get a good sniff of that.
That's the only thing about being a plumber, buddy. You get a free high every day.